So friends, today we have Sarika Sraf, Senior Pyramid Master Sarika Sraf. She is the founder of Blessing Teams, where they create masters and people and they help find people their life purpose. She is the founder of PSSM Blessing audio channel, where they translate the spiritual books into Hindi and audio language. And they also create the audio channels for all of them, all of us, or all of you guys to view. She have cured cancerous endometriosis and thyroid with spiritual wisdom, and she also give classes for the same. And that's where we have connected. I remember my first class with her. This was a class that I was with her, and I heard her story, and that really touched me. She's also the director of St. Xavier School, and she trained all the teachers and students there with Anapana Sati Dhyan. And now I believe the school does every day. The school does 10 minute. The school starts with 10 minutes of meditation, which is one of my dream to open a school where every day it should start with a meditation. So I was really inspired when I read this about her. She's also a nutritionist, dietitian, and she has a 3-year diploma in naturopathy. She conducted sub level 1 session for blessings teams in North India in collaboration with Gopal sir, and that's a different team altogether. She has been doing meditation from 15 years, and she's creating masters from 5 years. Isn't that amazing? She loves music, dance, and art. And apart from this, I have attended her forgiveness lesson. I have learned how to forgive. Not only just the biggest thing is to forgive ourselves. So I've learned that to forgive myself, and in our relationship there are so many people that you want to do it but you're not able to do it. So she taught us how to do it, and it really have changed my life. And I am just so glad. I'm so glad today that she's here on our platform. I have never knew this will happen. Never ever knew that this will happen. And we would be calling her here on this channel. And you have all seen just exactly what just happened, where I lost control and she knew exactly what to do and how to do it. So this is a this is a live example of creating masters. So I would also ask everybody, if there is anything, please ask questions. She's here today. Take advantage, reap the benefits. So over to you, Sarika ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Prachi. Thank you so much. We really feel proud when we raise a child and the child comes from school and scores 90%. We feel like hugging the child. I feel the same. So, Meritless holders, all of you, started conducting classes and with so many masters and so much wisdom, growing and shining. I really, really feel proud of you all. And my heartiest pranams to all the angels in you. So let's start the session without delay because it's already 6:45 here, sweet morning in India. So pranam to all the masters who are present. And as you mentioned before the session that we are 25 and later some people will join. So let me tell that, let me just clear that even if there is one person over here and this session changes that person's life forever, this session will be a super hit. This session will be reaping its benefits because for us it is just a one person attending the session, but for that person the entire life is changed through the session. So we have the power to change an entire life through one session. So that is enough. Even if we can change one life, that is enough. And the numbers are not at all important. Just one person changing a life is like you have the power to change to to change a person for a better future. The entire turning of a life depends on you. Isn't that so powerful? So even if it's one person or five people or 25 or 2500 does not at all matter.
That's not
We will
matter.
go for one person.
Thank you.
So I don't know who is that person today who's going to change her or his life today, but I welcome all the masters over here astrally. I welcome my Guru Brahmarishi Pitama Patriji's consciousness, Mahavtar Babaji's consciousness, Paramhansa Yogananda's consciousness, Buddha Bhagwan's consciousness, Saint Master's consciousness, Pavan Putra Hanumanji's consciousness, and all the astral and ascended masters. I invite their consciousness to be present with us today. These new angels have started their journey as spiritual warriors. I request all the masters to bless these souls to go ahead in their journey, to assist all of us in this. We all are in this together. Some have come a little earlier, some have started now, and some will be starting soon after today's session. So we all will hold hands and create a better earth. Now, if everybody is sensitive, can feel the presence of all the masters around us. I bow in deep gratitude to all these masters who have held our hands the entire path, who have spoken through us, who have changed life through us. So, what is today's session all about? Today's session is all about forgiveness, as said by Prachi. But what is forgiveness? So, let me just give a brief introduction because in today's session, we will be just covering a summary of 11 days forgiveness session. So, it will be a very brief just outlook on what it is and how we can change our life through this wisdom. So if I ask you, masters, how many of you are here who does not have any problem in life, who is totally happy in all aspects of life, in all respects of life? If I ask this question, I know there will not be a single hand raised because everybody who is present here has some or the other problem in their life, is going through some or the other challenge. Maybe it's a relationship challenge, maybe it's a business challenge, maybe it's a disease, maybe it's humiliation from others, maybe it's some kind of forgery, maybe someone has taken your money and not returning back, maybe someone has cheated upon you, maybe you have given your all in your relationship, you have given unconditional love, but people don't recognize it. People don't repay you back. People don't understand your love. And instead, they try to humiliate you in front of others. Instead, they try to bring you down. Instead, they withdraw their support. So I'm sure all of you who have been, who are present here, have been facing some or the other kind of issues which I am stating. So our problem is that we always think that I am the best. I am very good at heart. I am doing everything for everyone, but people don't understand me. People don't value me. People don't trust me. People don't respect me. So I want to tell you all that if this is the situation in your life, then there is 100% a reason behind it. And today, through this one story, I will try to make you understand what is the reason behind all these problems that you are facing in your lives. So this story is a very old story which I say in all my sessions, which is a boon for all the newcomers because I have changed my life through this story. I was once upon a time a person who used to believe that I am doing everything to, I'm showing my love in every way to people. In fact, the challenges were in my own family. I'm doing selfless seva. I'm giving all my love. I'm working all day. But why am I not getting it in return? Why people are not acknowledging my love? Why I'm not getting that kind of value in my family? Why this kind of a treatment with me, a step treatment? So I was always in a dilemma and I was always very sad and I always used to be depressed and I used to cry. And then due to this depression, I invited so many diseases in my life because I never used to speak up for me. Just there was an inner turmoil where I always used to think that what are the answers to these questions? Why me? And then this story came into my life and it entirely changed the perspective I take. I perspective the the situations which I had in my life, the perspective in which I used to take those situations was entirely changed forever, and this changed my life forever. So, in every session, when there are newcomers, I always speak this story. So, the story goes in this way that there are two friends, very, very fast friends, very close friends. They studied together, they grew up together, they learned together, they played together. And when they grew up, they decided that they don't want to part their ways. They don't want to be parted by uh, by their own journey, by their own career. So they decided to start a business together in partnership. And there was so much of love, and there was so much of bonding between them that the business easily flourished, and they made a lot of money and they made a lot of name and fame through this business. So after a few years, they created a business of millions and millions, and they were very rich and famous. So one fine day, this one of these partners, as he was now a very rich person, he had many friends who used to flatter him, and who used to show him wrong paths of life, who used to always nag behind this other partner, and who used to always tell him, "Ki, you are the person behind this business, you have made this business, so why do you want to give 50% of the profits to the other friend? Why don't you just remove him from this partnership so that you alone will be the total heritage of this business? Why are you just going and sharing with this friend who has very little contribution to this business?" And every time they used to nag this person for the same. One fine day, he was very much drunk, and he had fallen into bad hands. And when a person has to fall, when a person's bad time starts, the person's mind does not work. He always comes into all these kind of teachings, all these kind of things, and he falls prey to all these kind of words. So this man also started thinking in these terms. And one day when he was drunk, finally he thought that no more, he's not going to share his 50% profits with this friend. And he decided to kill this person. He told some few people to just kill this person. They removed this person from his life, and he became the entire heritage of this entire business. Okay. So the here ends episode one, where this person grew up this with his friend. He played, he spent his entire life with his friend, and they both together came up with $1 million business, and then came into bad company, started drinking, started smoking, fell into bad vibes, and then the entire mentality of this person changed, and he did such a big sin by killing his partner and taking all the business by forgery. Now comes the next episode. In the next episode, we have a very rich person who is a very kind hearted person, very generous. Whoever comes to his door for any kind of help, he will never say no. He will give his all. He will go out of his way to help people. When this person grew up, he was a single child of his parent, but when he grew up and he got married, he was not blessed with any child. Every time this person and his wife, they were always tense, and they were always wondering that why, what have we done? We are so generous, we are so helping, we do so much for the society. Why God has not blessed us with a child? So every time they were in tension, they used to go to all the places of worship. They used to go to all the doctors, visit all the doctors. They went through all the treatment possible, but they were not blessed with a child. So after a lot of this worship and a lot of prayers and a lot of treatment, suddenly one fine day, after 10 to 12 years of their marriage, they were blessed with a son. And they were so happy. They were so happy. There was so much of gratitude. They started celebrating this. They started celebrating this gift of God. But then, when this child was born, since the beginning, this child was a very, very ill child. He was not a normal child. He was not able to go to school. He was always on bed. He was not able to do all the chores which a normal child would perform. So again, this couple was again very much tensed and very sad that after so many years, they were being blessed with a son, but he was always ill, and he was not a normal child who could enjoy all their all their riches, because he was not able to eat anything, he was not able to go to school, he was not able to travel, he was not able to enjoy these riches which this couple had. Rather, he was always mostly in hospital or at home in bed and always undergoing some or the other treatment due to his ill health. So when this child was growing up, this couple grew sadder and sadder, and they were again questioning the universe that why they were blessed with this son after so many years. They were blessed with a son, that too not a normal person, not a normal child, and every time the whole life was always divided into a hospital and home. So one fine day, when this child turned 20, suddenly he became so ill that all the doctors really gave up on his survival, and he could have lost his life any moment. Now the couple was really broken, and they were like they were waiting for some miracle which would save their son's life, right? So within this couple of days, they heard of a doctor coming from some foreign country who said that he has the he could have he would have performed one kind of some kind of surgery which had the chances of healing this child, but the chances were only 5 to 10%, and the cost was very high. So this couple decided that they would be selling their entire property, entire business, and they would arrange for this sum for this, and they would go for this surgery because they would not like to lose this last chance to save their child, even if the chances were 5%. So they went and they sold off all the business, all the property. They arranged for the money and they paid to the doctor, and they were waiting for this one last miracle that could have saved their child. The surgery was done, and after a couple of days, guess what? They lost their child. Child was dead. So here ends episode 2. Now comes the test. Now the couple has totally broken off their patience. They went to the temple. They went to the temple and they just cried out their heart. They just lost their patience, they lost their mind. They were just beating off the bush and they just started crying and yelling at the Lord that why? What have we done? We have never denied a single person for help. We have always gone out of the way and helped people. Then why us? 10 to 12 years, you did not give us a child. It was okay. We could have spent the entire life with this. But then you gave us a child, and that to an ill child. And then, after 20 years of this service, you took away this child, and with along with that, you took away all our riches, all our business, property, everything is gone. We have nothing left in our life. What have we done? Do we deserve this? And when they were yelling and crying at the Lord, suddenly The friend's soul came in front, and the soul changed into the son's face and said, "Wait, son, I am not your son, I am not your child. Please remember, you are my friend who killed me. Who killed me? I am your friend whom you cheated. And the day I have taken all that property, all that riches on my ill health, the day you spent every penny on the doctors, that day I just left my body because I took back everything that you had cheated from me, that I had deserved in the previous lifetime. So when I took back all the wealth and money that I had deserved in that lifetime, I just left my body, and in interest, I've given you this entire lifetime sadness without any property, without any child. Now you are nowhere. Now you are left with nothing. So, friends, this story, what does it say? It says that universe has no wrongdoings. Whenever we listen about some person who is such a kind-hearted person but is suffering from cancer, who is having a child who is not uh, a child who is not reciprocating to his love, who is having a relationship, who is not reciprocating to their love, who is not understanding their love, we think that this person is such a gentle person, such a generous person. Why God has given him such a family? Why God has blessed him with such an ill son, with such ill relationships, with such a hard cancerous tumor? We always think that these people are so nice, but why have they been forced to face such kind of tragedies in life? So we don't know what have they done in their previous incarnations that they deserve this, because this universe has nothing that is wrong. The universe always knows what to give to whom. The universe always gives what one person deserves. Even in our life, think of all the situations that are troubling you now. Think of all the relationships, all the diseases that you are facing. We always think that we are so nice. We don't deserve this kind of a treatment. We don't deserve this kind of a relationship. We don't deserve this kind of a humiliation. We don't deserve it. We always think. But friends, we don't know what have we done in our previous incarnations to deserve this. So this, whenever you face this kind of depression, that why me, just think about this story, that why this person had this kind of a child who was so humble, so generous, so kind, but why he got such a child, and why he lost everything in this incarnation, because in the previous incarnation what he had done was beyond forgiveness, and the universe will always give you back what you give it. It will never spare you. Maybe your loved ones forgive you, but the universe will never spare you. So be aware from today onwards, when you hurt someone, when you speak ill of someone, when you feel jealous and try to bring down someone, be aware that the universe will never, never, ever spare you. And also, if you are facing any kind of relationship problems, you be assured that you have done this kind of thing to this person, even if not in this lifetime, in previous lifetimes. And these karmas are what you are facing in this lifetime. So now, when we know that what is the problem, where the problem comes from, why are we facing this kind of situations in our life? So I will not leave you here in the midway, and I will not end the session here just by allowing you to know what are the reasons behind what you're facing. I will come up with a very practical solution, that how you will now change these kind of relationships, how you will come out of these kind of challenges in your life, and what is the way to start turning around these kind of challenges in your life. So here comes the forgiveness sessions. So till now, does anybody have any sharing, any question or any doubt? We can just take a quick one-liner. If you have no questions and you want to go further, then we can just continue the session. Yes, Prachi, you can ask anyone if they have any sharing or any question.
Is there anybody have any question, please? You can raise your hand. Okay.
Is the session clear till now?
So far, did everybody understood the stories? Yes. Okay. Yes, we're getting yes. I think we can move forward.
Yes. So now we know that we are the reason behind all our tragedies because we have done this. Yes, because we have done this sometime in some incarnation. That is why we are facing this, right? So now, how do we turn around? How do we go about again changing our life for the better? Again, there is a small story I would like to share for this. So, suppose you have a friend, a very best friend, and the person asks one of your favorite possessions from you, and this possession has been given by your mother, and you really value it. But just because this friend has asked you for this possession, and just for a day because he required it or she required it, you have very hesitantly given this position to your friend, and you expect your friend to take care of this position and return to you timely and in good state. So, but what happens when this friend takes this position of yours, which has been gifted by your mother and so valuable to you? After a month, also, this friend does not return it to you. So then you get reluctant and you ask your friend that this possession is very dear to you, it's very valuable to you, and you want it back. So this friend says that she has lost it and then asks for some more time. And then after a lot of time, say about 6 months or 1 year, somehow after a lot of nagging, this person comes with your possession in a very torn condition and returns it to you. And now you are heartbroken because it was so valuable to you, gifted to you by your mother, and this person has not cared to take care of this possession and return it to you on time. So now you don't forgive your friend. You feel you have ill feelings for her. You stop talking to her. You bring her down whenever you speak about her to some other person, and you have very bad vibes with her. You treat her very badly. Your behavior is not good because you think that she deserves it, right? Now, this friend does not have any idea why you're behaving so rudely with her. But she is very heartbroken. She does not have any idea that because she did not value this position, because she has done this to you, she is getting this kind of behavior from you. But one fine day, with a common friend, she comes to know that it is because of this reason that the gift was that whatever she had borrowed was given to you by your mother, and it was so valuable, and she just really destroyed it and returned it after such a long time, did not care to just preserve it properly. And this is the reason you are so angry with her and behaving so rudely with her. So after knowing her mistake, she comes and she really apologizes to you. She really asks you for forgiveness, and she says that I'm really sorry, and I didn't know that this was the reason you behaved so rudely with me, but I was really heartbroken because I lost such a good friend. Please forgive me because I was not at all aware of this. And yes, it was my mistake. I did not take care of that valued position. It was my mistake. I will never ever repeat it in my life. Just please forgive me. I want my friend back. I really feel very, very hard when you behave like this with me. And then she starts crying and appealing up and pleading to you. And then you suddenly you melt and you forgive her. And after forgiving her, you stop behaving rudely with her and you start having the same soft corner which you used to have. So with this story, we come to know that when a person is behaving badly with us, we don't know the reason why this person is behaving badly with us. We think that we are giving them all the good behavior. We are speaking to them with so much politeness. We are doing all that we can do for them. We are giving them all our love. But in spite of this, the person is not reciprocating our behavior. The person is always mistreating us and putting us down. So this is the reason now today through the story we came to know that it is some of our past karma, some of our past deeds that we have given the same kind of behavior to this person in some of our incarnations. This is the reason they are behaving so rudely with us. So now when this friend came and asked for forgiveness, immediately you melted and forgive your friend, and then your behavior towards your friend change. Similarly, if we ask for forgiveness from these people who are creating so much of problems in our life, so there's a chance they melt and they forgive us, and then their behavior towards us will forever change and our life will become much, much better. So how do we ask for this forgiveness? There is also a particular method of asking for this forgiveness, because today after this session, if you feel that yes, this was entirely my fault, and now I will, after listening to this session, you just go to you this person, you this friend, or maybe this person in your family, and you till today you were fighting and always arguing, and the next very moment you just say that everything was my fault and please forgive me, the person will probably think it is fake. What has happened to you suddenly? And he will not accept it. So how do we ask for forgiveness? There is a particular method. The method is the person's soul knows what have you done in your previous incarnations with the soul. So when you ask for forgiveness from the person's soul, the soul will understand and forgive you. Even your soul knows, even in this incarnation, you don't know what bad have you done to that person, but your soul definitely knows what have you done, because the soul has come from your previous incarnations. Your soul definitely knows what have you done to that person. So you have to also invite your higher self to ask for this kind of forgiveness. So this is a simple exercise, and we also have this meditation now. So we will combine the meditation and this forgiveness exercise both now, and we will teach you how to ask for this forgiveness, and also we will have a 10-minute meditation so that you learn this method of how to ask for this forgiveness. So now we will do this exercise. It will be of around say half an hour or 25 minutes. Is it okay, Prachi? Or
It is
shall we reduce it? Yes.
it is absolutely okay, ma'am. There is one hands raised. Do you want to take a question right now or later on?
Yeah, sure, sure. So that if they are clear about this, so they can do it much
ठीक है.
clearly.
Okay. Tauji.
Dear madam, I want to know when we are doing something wrong with somebody.
जी मैं आपका चेहरा देखना चाहती हूँ.
मैंने वीडियो ऑन कर रखा है.
लेकिन मुझे नहीं दिखाई दे रहा है.
एक second, let me pin him.
वीडियो ऑन है मैडम.
Can you see it, ma'am?
नमस्ते ताऊजी. Yes.
नमस्ते. तो मेरी आवाज आ रही है मैडम?
एकदम आ रही है. आप इंग्लिश में पूछिए ताकि जो लोग को हिंदी नहीं समझ में आती है उनको
हाँ मैं इंग्लिश में. When we are doing something wrong with somebody, yes, or anybody is doing wrong with us, whether he is creating the karma for this session or for this life, or this karma has been his previous life of the previous life. It is new generated karma or it is a result of the old karmas.
Yes. Yes. You want to know that, right?
Yes,
Very
yes,
good
madam.
question. Very good question, Pranam Tauji. Very good question. I will answer this for you. See, suppose I am telling you कि you take this remote control from here and you just drop it. So is it possible for you? एक आप remote control यहाँ से लीजिए और इसको यहाँ drop कीजिए. Is it possible for you? Yes or no?
Eh, Please repeat, madam. It was muted.
Suppose
I
I
did
will
not
tell
heard.
you. Okay. Suppose I will tell you कि just pick up this remote from here and take it in the other hand and drop it here. Is it possible for you?
No.
Why? You anything in your hand. Suppose you are having a phone in your hand.
Mhm.
You're just taking it from here and dropping it here. Is it easy for you? Is it possible for you?
Not possible.
Why? Why?
Because I know the value of this thing.
Okay. Suppose I'm not talking about value. Suppose anything. Suppose anything. Suppose I'm telling you to clap your hand. Can you clap? Is it easy for you?
Sure, I can clap.
Okay. So we think that anything is possible for us. It is very easy. Suppose I am clapping my hands and I get a paralysis attack and my hand drops. So is it possible for me to clap now?
No, it will be a little hard.
It will be hard. It will be impossible because I got paralysis and I just dropped my hand. So what does this teach us? What does this incident teach us? This incident teaches us that this universe has its ways. We think that we can do something, but even clapping is not in our hands. The universe has it in its hands. We think we can clap, but we are clapping and the universe gives paralysis. We can't even clap. So we are so helpless. So when the universe has its ways, so even if the karma comes from a previous lifetime, we have created it. The universe has its ways. It will never do something which we will not deserve. And even if we are creating a new karma, the universe has its ways. The person who is creating this new karma against you will face. But what will happen if we think that the person is creating new karma? We will not forgive. We don't know whether it has come from a previous lifetime or this person is creating new. We don't know. The universe knows. So what is good for us? The easy thing for us is if we acknowledge that maybe this karma I have created for myself, and if we ask for forgiveness, then our karma is clear. Our karma is clear, we can go forward in our life. But if we think that the person is creating a new karma, but in actuality, we have created the karma. So we will always again try to badmouth the other person, and our karma which we have actually got from the previous lifetime will not be cleared, and again it will increase the karma, because first of all we have created this karma, and secondly we are not acknowledging it. We are thinking that the person is creating the karma, and we will start bad mouthing him, we will start giving him bad vibes, and we will be creating more karma for us, and in the next lifetime we have to face this previous karma plus this karma. So our karmas will be doubled. So why create this nonsense for ourselves? It's better that if we don't know, then at least if it is there, then let us clear it in this lifetime. Are you getting what I'm trying to say?
Yes, right here. That is, we have to understand this thing and we have to take it granted that these are the old karmas, we have to clear it. We don't want to create that new karmas.
Yes. Very good understanding, ताऊजी. बहुत बढ़िया, बहुत अच्छे से समझ गए, और बहुत अच्छे से ये समझ में आ गया है कि जब हमको पता ही नहीं है कि ये पहले से आया है कि वो सामने वाला कर रहा है, तो और हम गड्ढे में क्यों पांव डालें? हम तो यही सोचेंगे ना कि हमने ऐसा कुछ अगर किया हो तो क्यों ना हम इसको माफ करके अपने आगे के कर्मों को तो कम से कम बंद कर दें, और पहले के अगर कोई कर्म है तो वो कट जाए, तो आगे की जिंदगी हमारी और खूबसूरत हो जाए. ठीक है?
ठीक है, थैंक यू, मैडम।
Most welcome, Taji. Most welcome. किसी और का कोई any other question? Any other
Thank you,
hand?
Tauji. There is a question in the chat. She said, the Parvesh is saying, can we ask for forgiveness without going to that person or forgive that without going to them?
I think my video went away.
Video is off. Video is not
I don't
coming.
know how that happened. Wait, let me just log in again.
Parvesh, the answer is yes, but I'll have
Okay,
Sarika ma'am
I
answer.
couldn't hear your I couldn't hear your question, dear.
So
Please
the
repeat.
question is from Parvesh. She's saying, can we ask for forgiveness without going to that person or forgive that without going to them? Forgive
Yes.
them without going to them.
Yes, exactly. Prachi said the correct answer. Yes, that is what I said now, na? That you don't have to physically go and ask for forgiveness. We can ask for forgiveness from their soul. So this is the exercise where we will teach you what is the real method to asking for forgiveness. Because in this incarnation, we also don't know that what we have done to them, and they also don't know that what they deserve and why they are behaving this way with us. So if the soul knows everything and our soul knows everything, so if we invite our higher self, that is our soul, if we invite their higher self or their soul, and then we ask forgiveness to their soul, our soul asks forgiveness to their soul, the vibration will go to them. For this also, I can say that I can just tell you that suppose in your family there is someone who you don't like, so every time you will be treating them very nicely, but back of the mind you will always think this person is so adamant, I don't like, and I hope this person just goes away from my life. So you will never get that kind of love from that person, because in front of the person, whatever you are treating, whatever you are behaving, the person's reaction will not come from that. Whatever you are thinking, whatever you are vibrating behind the person, those vibrations will reach the person and the reactions will come according to that. So even if in person, if you go and ask for forgiveness, but your inner self, your higher self is not guilty, you are not asking for that forgiveness, that vibration will not reach the person and the person's soul will not forgive you, and this journey will continue, this suffering will continue. So we are starting now, friends. You can all keep a glass of water near you,